Target 7 has learned a high-level official was fired because she gave a mayoral candidate a tour of a homeless shelter.
This was a heated debate during KOAT's debate. Mayor Tim Keller challenged us to fact-check some of those claims, so Jason McNabb did just that.
Back in July, former U.S. Attorney and current mayoral candidate Alex Ubaez was given a tour here of the West Side Shelter, now known as Gateway West. He said he wanted to see what the conditions were like inside. An exchange during KOAT's mayoral debate caught our attention.
That shows that you haven't been there and you don't know that much about it.
You know I've been to the West Side Shelter. You know because I set it up to the director who you fired for letting me take a tour.
She's not the director and I didn't fire her.
She is no longer the director. That is correct.
Fact check. Channel 7 later.
So we are, and we learned that someone was fired for giving Ubaez a tour, although Keller said he was not involved with that. The person terminated was not the homeless shelter director. Instead, she was the senior director and oversaw multiple facilities, including Gateway West.
The exchange that we had actually, I think, goes to really the fundamental issues of this campaign. We're talking about homelessness.
The shelter is managed by a nonprofit, Chicanos por la Causa, which took over management of it in 2024, following reports of poor conditions. They have a contract with the city, but it's the city that owns the shelter.
Tim said I'd never been to the West Side Shelter, which was surprising to me because I knew that he knew that I had been there.
Ubaez said he was asked by a homeless advocate if he wanted a tour of the facility. He said he also knew someone who worked at the shelter who supported his campaign.
So after the tour, I learned that the person who arranged the tour was dismissed from the agency who runs the Gateway system.
We obtained this document that was delivered to the employee. It's from the nonprofit, informing her that she was being terminated for providing, quote, an unauthorized tour of their premises to the mayoral candidate that she supports without notifying the leadership team.
I think citizens have a right to see how their public facilities are being used, their public dollars are being used.
The document goes on to state that, quote, due to the seriousness and possible implications of this incident may cause, such as jeopardizing funding, termination of employment was warranted. We reached out to Chicanos por la Causa for a response. They have yet to get back to us. We also obtained this document that was written from Chicanos por la Causa to Mayor Keller's office. They were giving them notice of a, quote, unauthorized visit to the Gateway West homeless shelter. They also reported they investigated the incident and took, quote, immediate personnel action. We reached out to Keller's campaign and requested an interview. Instead, the city got back to us and provided Carla Martinez, the mayor's deputy chief administrative officer.
At the time that they reached out to the city, they were not even sure who the candidate was. They just knew that somebody had been visiting the Gateway West.
She said the city had nothing to do with the termination. Martinez said the city has to approve all tours to the shelter in order to ensure people's privacy. She also suggested that had Ubaez reached out to the city, they might have approved him getting a tour.
I can't speculate. All I can say is that we have granted tours in the past, and if the tour request is in compliance with our procedures and policies, then we would allow it to happen. We want to showcase the work that has been done out there.
In this letter, Chicanos por la Causa told Martinez their employees are prohibited from directly or indirectly participating in or intervening in any political campaign on behalf of or in opposition to any candidate for elective public office. The visitor to the shelter was a mayoral candidate for the city of Albuquerque and would not have been authorized even if a request was made. After the tour, the organization also sent this letter to Ubaez, saying his tour was in violation of their established policies and procedures for the shelter. It reads, unfortunately, after your request for a visit was denied, a staff member provided you access without approval or in accordance to policy. We want to underscore that the shelter is a nonpartisan, non-political facility. They went on to say, quote, we are concerned that your recent visit could be misconstrued as a political endorsement of sorts or somehow used for political purposes. Target 7 did obtain documents that shows a homeless advocate exchanged emails with leadership of Chicanos por la Causa and indicated that Ubaez would be on the tour. We also received this statement from Keller's campaign. It says, quote, Alex Ubaez knew he didn't have permission to enter the Westside Gateway shelter, but he used his privilege and connections to get in anyway. He did it for a political talking point, not to help people. That's reckless and disrespectful to those the shelter is meant to protect.
For me, if I'm told by the person, by the organization in charge of running these facilities that I can walk into the facility and take a tour with them, That's authorization to me.
For Target 7, I'm Jason McNabb.
If you have a story for us to investigate, call 505-884-6347 or email target7tips@koat.com.